Alright, look. A lot of people been asking what happened. It's not something I fully comprehend, so I don't really like talking about it too much. If you see me getting my groceries, just let me be, alright? But I figured, come on, I'll show you. You know, some people believe in angels and some subscribe to UFOs, and you know me, I'm not the kind who's seldom inclined to just dive in on any hoax. I don't just make shit up, you know what I mean? That's not me. So I went out to the briar, and I was fetching for the fire, right? But there was not a dry twig in this grove. And the pickings were dire. And there was plenty of spiders because my face caught the first of their woe. Just all up in my face, you know. And not a stick in this thicket would let me break it. Nor budge with a branch from the tree. And well, either I couldn't or the wood it just wouldn't. But man, there was aught not but kindling for me. And all the moon was beaming down on the glen gleaming. It was gorgeous. Now, such a sight was the night that I got down here and I was kneeling, you know, I was saying a little prayer. And as my eyes looked down, there were 2 pairs of boots by this Babel Brook sound, you know. And I thought to myself, those boots could be as tiny as these. What cobbler could have made such craft? There's not a baby yet born could have wearing in such worn as boots have seen down path. And the beard on my chin had got a fierce scratching, and so did the top of my head. And not a drop had I sunk, all but think it I thunk, man, you're drunk, boy, you best go to bed. And then with my eyes and squint, I caught a glimpse, man. It was not elf, not a nymph, not a gnome, not a fairy, not a goblin, not a leprechaun, but a wee one all of its own, you know. And with pipe in hand, next to did stand another of the same. And between these puffs of smoke, like a spell was spoke. And then gathered these clouds of rain, you know. And as thick as stew, a foggy hue, it drew in and it clung dewdrops. And I heard the sound upon the ground, the walk of soggy socks. And on my mother's grave, what I heard there, why would I fucking lie? 'Twas a whisper in between 2 beans, the likes would boggle your mind. And what happened next was so complex that I can barely describe. An orb of light drift through the night, right? And it was not but a ball in size. And changing color from one to another, it started off slow, right? But then it got really fast. And the patterns, man, the patterns, it just sped. And it dazzled my head and it just laid me in the grass. And I felt like I was out at sea drifting, you know, swept out by the current. And I dreamt the ship was just rising and dipping and my stomach could hardly bear it. And the speed at which the scenes did switch, you know, on the backlids of my eyes was a trip. It caused me to twitch and quake a bit with a shivering down on my spine. And then there she was, alive as day. My own fair Megan O'Brien. Ah, what a gorgeous ghost. Like I'd remembered her most. And she was saying, would you ever quit your crying? I threw my arms around the girl saying, darling, have I died? She said, no, my love. We're up above. And aren't I always by your side? But you've work to do before you join this crew. And I know you got the knack. Then she took me by the hand and said, come on, cowboy, I'll bring you back. And then, like fastened to a beam of light, I struck like a shooting star. Like a wave being pummeled. I tumbled through tunnels, and I was washed upon the shore. And the time I was gone, it seemed ages long, man. But not but a moment had passed. And it was as if like nothing had happened but a few knots napping. I was just laying there in the grass. And with their boots all laced, they did a dance in my face, you know. And they just left me lying there. With visions of my darling love. I went back and I climbed the garden stairs. And at my cottage door when I got back, there was a knee-high hawthorn stack of wood. Well, already I was warmed. Yeah.